University of Worcester Arena here. We have BBL Championship action. The unbeaten Worcester Wolves taking on the Plymouth Raiders here. Daniel Routledge, and with me the Birmingham Knights coach, Paul Douglas. Paul, we've seen a lot of talking this week in the build-up to this game. Andreas Schreiber making his first appearance against the Raiders, having been cut by them a few weeks ago, and then subsequently joining the Wolves, saying he wants to punish his old team. There's been some back and forth on Twitter as well. Plenty of edge coming into this game.
Oh, definitely makes it very interesting, adding spice to the game as well. And there's always, we always like to talk a little bit junk, but a lot of players, yeah, it goes undercover. But we've been out in the public.
Ooh. Well, let's get into the two-team lineup, starting with the home team, the Worcester Wolves, and they've got off to a flying start. Obviously, we've talked about Schreiber. Zaire Taylor has been impressive for them as ever, and Will Creekmore just got his Player of the Month for October awards. They have plenty of weapons, this Wolves team.
Yeah, I mean, they're strong in every single area, and I really like the way Creekmore plays, and obviously with Taylor, it's going to be a tough team to beat for sure.
And then if we have a look at the Raiders, no Donald Robinson for them. He has a calf problem, so he is out. But a new signing this week, Massi Doumbé, who started the season with Cheshire, just come in and joined us. Talking to Jay Marriott earlier, he's excited to have him on board.
Yeah, and Doumbé will want to start strong as well and prove that he belongs in the team. But losing Robinson has been it's a tough blow for them.
Well, Robinson suffered that calf injury against London last week. Fortunately for him, he had an MRI the other day. It's not as bad as first feared. They were worried at first that he might be out for a few weeks. They're hoping to get him back next weekend, so he'll only just miss this action. And one other little matchup to keep an eye on. In the backcourt, we talked about Zaire Taylor. Matthew Pressey at the other end of the floor went to the same school as Zaire. They didn't quite meet, but Zaire was telling me that he led him around the Missouri campus when he was coming to see and showed him around. But Zaire did leave the year before he joined. But yeah, I'm sure those two might have played against each other at some point on the Missouri court, and they'll be looking to renew the battles.
Definitely.
Two teams make their way out onto court. The handshakes all round. Zaire Taylor just getting a quick feel of the ball before things get underway.
Well, if you didn't know who Taylor is, you do now with those very bright socks and shoes.
Yeah, it's certainly easy to spot from this distance. And they're about to tip it up. Eves and Djukic fight for it, but eventually Pressey comes down with it. It's Pressey against Awumi, so not a direct matchup at this stage in the game between the two Missouri alumni. Eves looking for some space, is denied it by Williams, another former Raiders player. That's a long three there from Haskins that rattles about. Offensive rebound pulled in, and the Raiders can reset. It was Setti on the glass.
Well, Plymouth have been looking for a much better start than they had last week against Lions.
And turnover there. Pressey was lobbing it inside, but a bit of a miscommunication. And it will be a Wolves ball from the end. Yes, against the Lions. They found themselves in a massive hole before the game had even started almost. They almost scrambled their way back out of it, but not all the way. And we do get that matchup of Pressey and Taylor at this end of the floor, and Pressey is called for the foul.
It'll be an interesting matchup, that one, because I think Pressey is a very high energy and got quick feet and be a good defending. Here you go. It's
Haskins
a nice steal.
with the steal. Haskins with the crossover, kicks it out to Eves. Haskins gets it back in the corner, a little stop and go, drives baseline, dishes off, nice play. And the defense recovered as Walker tried to slam it down. I think it'll be Djukic who was adjudged to a foul there.
This is Walker's trying to make an emphasis there by getting that dunk, and has unfortunately got the foul. But I think he's stating his intent right from the off.
Well, we're still looking for our first point of the game, minute in. And Walker provides it, and the Raiders take the lead. Home fans doing their best to put him off, but he makes both of them. Big crowd in here at the University of Worcester. Taylor to Creekmore. Jukic comes up top, back to Zaire Taylor. Williams left alone for three. That's off the back of the ring. The long rebound I thought was going to go all the way out of bounds, but there was a foul called, and it's going to be on Walker as he chased it down. Jukic was the nearest man to him, and the referee adjudged the Plymouth player of illegal play to get that rebound.
I think it was a foul, but Dukic kind of sold it a little bit there to the referee to make sure he picked that foul up.
Taylor to Awumi. Lobbed inside to Creekmore. You can't let him catch it that late, but Setti did recover well there to help his team out. Here's Eves. Haskins resetting up the top. Haskins again. Shot clock getting low now on the Raiders. Setti, they've got to get a shot off here. Haskins drives in. Eves has got to shoot. Does he get it off in time? Yes, just. And there's a rebound there, and I think, is that on Walker again? And two quick ones on Walker. He's going to have to go to the bench here, I think.
That really hurts Plymouth. Well, a player of his quality picking up two early fouls.
And he is going to be subbed out of the game. Massey Doumbé getting his first taste of the action for the Raiders. Played 5 games in the league for Cheshire, averaging 11 points, couple of rebounds, 7.5 rebounds. Creekmore's shot doesn't go. Haskins lets the ball bounce and pulls it down. Here's Pressey. Pressey drives to the hole, just has enough on it, lays it in.
That's a good fast break.
Only 4-0, Dougie, over 2 minutes to play. The Wolves, who are normally very good at scoring, yet to get their first basket, and finally Awumi puts them on the board.
There's a mismatch there with the size they took advantage of.
Wolves' second highest scorers in the BBL so far this season, but finding offense hard to come by. Setti knocks down the three in the corner.
I really like his game, and he can score inside out, but he's definitely a big outside threat. And here we can say we're using the size advantage.
Haskins did a good job there. Awumi was trying to back him down, but he couldn't do anything about that beautiful shot from Alex Awumi.
Alex can straight up shoot it. He's got a really beautiful jump shot. Great form.
Setti at the elbow, dumps it back out to Haskins. Eves now. Setti again. Fires up from behind the arc. That three doesn't go. Taylor with the rebound. Man down there. I think it's Pressey. Might have rolled his ankle on that rebound. Taylor pulls up for three. Doesn't go. Ball is loose. It's out of bounds. And they've already got one man out injured, the Raiders. And they look to have some trouble here with Pressey. Don't know if he just rolled his ankle on the trail. He's trying to get himself back to his feet. He is back on his feet and hobbling, but he seems to be okay.
Hopefully it's just a little tweak on them ones. The adrenaline kicks over, and you don't even feel like you've hurt your ankle later on.
It's one of them though again where the guy's lying on the floor and nobody goes out to treat him because he would have to be subbed out.
Yeah.
They just want to check he's really hurt before they go and show him any attention. Knocked loose by Taylor, one of the best at that in the BBL, knocking the ball loose, coming up with steals. Williams from behind the arc for three, a little long.
I really like Worcester's ball movement. I mean, they really do find the open man really well. Just got to knock these shots down.
Setti driving to the hole, can't quite convert. Foul is called on Alex Awumi, so Setti will go to the line and fire up 2 free throws. Pace of the game, bit surprised myself, Dougie. I came here thinking this is going to be really up and down, two teams who like to get out.
Yeah, it's a bit like a chess match right now. It's like, he's just sticking out the pawns, just feeling every bit itself out before the game really takes hold.
First one short for Trevor Setti. Second one rattles in. No pressure up court yet from Raiders. I thought they might try that as a tactic as well, and the referee just stopped the game because the shot clock hadn't been reset. So Zaya Taylor was coming down court, and it was at 11 seconds, and it should have been at 21.
You know, if I was Zaya, I'd actually go at Pressy right now with him just tweaking his ankle. I mean, it sounds a bit harsh, but be competitive, and that's what a lot of players do. If they see somebody with an injury, they go for the kill.
Setti knocks it loose, but Williams was able to atone for his error, and there's more good hands by Dumbe to knock it out.
A bit of a scrappy episode right there. Just waiting for both teams to settle down and get into the flow, and I'm sure the game will open up then.
Well, Pressy will sit down now as Sayers checks into the game for him. He doesn't seem to be getting any treatment on the bench as yet, so hopefully that ankle isn't too badly hurt. Awumi with a little fall away, doesn't quite have enough on that, but that's what Djukic does. Yeah. I mean, he's so active on the glass.
You can't fall asleep with him, and you've got to know where he is and get a body him and work really hard, because if you don't match it, he's going to pick the offensive boards up.
Sayers still. Now he's picked the ball up. He's in a bit of trouble there, and Haskins can't help him out of it. And that was just picking the ball up in the wrong place at the wrong time there.
Worcester are doing a very good job of stopping Plymouth's penetration. I mean, they've obviously done their homework, and see they did that last week as well.
Creekmore drives to the basket, draws the contact from Dumbe, and finishes it off. He'll go to the line for a bonus free throw.
It's a great little pick and roll there, but Creekmore's movement off the ball is excellent. You just got to keep an eye on him all the time.
Well, we're at the midpoint of the opening quarter here in Worcester, and the game tied at 8 points apiece. Paul Douglas, level ball game here. Wolves a little slow to start. Raiders got out a couple of big shots from Setti, and the Wolves now starting to find their feet, forced a timeout at the other end of the floor. What do you think Jay Marriott will be saying?
He will just be saying just to settle down. Just keep the ball move, let the ball do the work, stick to the game plans, do what they do in practice, and find the seams and knock down the shot, because they seem a little bit nervous and a little bit tentative because they can't get to the basket. But they have a B game. They just need to go with that.
Well, the Wolves, the last unbeaten team in the British Basketball League, top of the table in the quarterfinals of the Cup. A lot of people, when they made that signing of Zaya Taylor in the summer, real statement signing from Leicester, were talking the Wolves up, and they've certainly walked the walk in the first 6 weeks of the season.
Definitely, I mean, they've lived up to the potential. Like I said, we played them in pre-season, and I looked at that and I said, that's the best crew that they've put together, and they're definitely living up to potential now.
Creekmore then at the free throw line for the bonus shot after making the basket and drawing the foul. And he converts, and the Wolves have the lead. Sayers looking to go to work, dumps it off. Eves from about 19 feet knocks down the jump shot, puts the Raiders back ahead.
If they can get more shots like that, good penetration, kick out to open man, and hit knock down the shot.
Taylor. Awumi just given baseline, and defense a little slow to react there. Easy score for Alex Awumi.
Yeah, Alex will look at that and think that he's going to take Sayers all day long. He sees that as a matchup and a player that he can work against. It's beautiful.
Setti fires up for three. Another one for him from behind the arc.
I really like him. He's a class player.
Very long as well. You have to put a big guy on him, but he will stretch your defense all the way out to the three-point line. Awumi steps back. Another good three-point shooter. That one doesn't go. They were fighting for the rebound inside there. Taylor eventually got it. And Jamal Williams with the old European foul there. Foul stopped the break. You know it's a good foul when he's got his hand up to admit he's committed it before the refs even blow the whistle.
You took the words out of your mouth. You don't see that until you left school.
Ball needs to be inbounded from the backcourt, so Raiders going back down the floor to get it. Pressy to Setti. They're quick to him. Now steps underneath. Eves open from the three-point line. That shot is off the back of the ring. Setti grabs the offensive rebound and thought about a quick three and decided against it, probably wisely so. Eves drives in. Offensive foul. Forearm in the chest.
That was a good call.
Schreiber with a word or two for his former teammate as he walked by.
I always laugh when the referees say, you need to cut it out. You need to cut it out because as players, you know how far to push it a lot of the times.
Well, yeah, the ref came in and it didn't look as if he was telling Schreiber to cut it out. It's obviously Schreiber who was having a few words there.
But also, what you also find is that if one of the players is playing against his old team, the rest of the squad rally behind them.
Yeah. And he said as much in the local paper in Plymouth this week that his new teammates had his back.
Yeah.
He's desperate to win this game and win it well. Williams with the head fake, another former Raider, dumps inside to Creekmore. Creekmore triple team, and Setti, who went up on the first head fake, fouled him on the way down. So the player of the month for October will go to the free throw line for a couple of freebies.
And they're going to have their handful trying to keep him quiet as Worcester's ball move is excellent. They find the open man. And Williams is a very smart player as well. He's got a lot of head fakes, a lot of tricky moves, good passer.
Creekmore makes the first free throw. Second one rims out. And the Raiders with a 1-point lead in a fairly low scoring first quarter for these two teams for sure. Numbe under pressure from Schreiber. Rebound is pulled in. Woods trying to find some space. Creekmore right there blocks him.
Great defense.
At some point you've got to bail out of that, realize the defense is too good and just recycle it. Owumi thinks about the three, takes it at the second attempt. String music for Alex Owumi.
Hey, he's in a groove. He's in a groove right now.
Pressy certainly showing no ill effects of that early ankle twist, but poor bounce pass there. Well, maybe Schreiber just knew the play.
Yeah, it was a great rotational defense.
Owumi. Down to Taylor. Great cross-court pass from Zaire Taylor. Belgrave's shot doesn't go. And Pressy slows things down, crosses the halfway line. Pressy, Setti. They got Taylor guarding him now. That's a kickball by Zaire Taylor. And it will reset the clock to 14. Interestingly, they gave up some of the height for the extra defensive skills of Zaire Taylor.
And Wolves are really making them work hard to get their shots right now, both open and going to the basket.
Woods. Pressy. Pressy, nice spin, floats one up, doesn't quite go. That came off Creekmore's leg. And it will be a Raiders ball from the end.
They're going to have to make those shots because they're not going to get very many offensive rebounds with Creekmore and Schreiber on the team.
Woods. Woods drives it. Creekmore blocked. Two quick blocks for Creekmore on Woods.
Yeah, he's saying that's right. Player of the month, baby.
Setti fires up for three, and another one from behind the arc for Trevor Setti.
You know, as soon as he left that, I was saying that's good. He's in the flow.
Taylor, double screen at the top, fakes at the three. Gets it round to Awumi, trying to reply with a long-range effort. Doesn't go. Here comes the Raiders once more, leading by a point here in the early stages. Little stop and go, and all the way to the basket for Pressey. Little hesitation as much as anything else got him to the hole.
Yeah, it's a really great move because it makes the defense just stop for a split second.
Foul called off the ball. Woods and Schreiber were wrapped up, and Woods had hold of Schreiber's arm, so it'll be a foul on him, his first.
There you go.
They're over the limit here in the first period, the Raiders. So it'll be a couple of free throws for Schreiber. First one's off the back of the ring.
That's a little bit of a lazy free throw there, too confident.
Second one is good, cuts the deficit to 2. Minute to go here in the first quarter. Taylor, well, almost played up court pressure, just pressured the inbound and then dropped back. Pressey kicks it round. Gumbe fires up for 3 and hits. Three's raining in for the Raiders here in the first quarter.
There's a bit of full court pressure there on Taylor.
He glances up at the clock, sees there's just over 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. Taylor steps back, tough shot from Zaire, was a little bit short. Gumbe saves it. Woods is on the floor, gets it back to him, and there's a foul on Schreiber.
Those ones really hurt you from a coach's perspective.
Only the 4th of the period on the home team, so no free throws. 24.9 seconds left on the game clock, so they can basically run this one down here.
And Plymouth will be looking for hopefully not shoot the ball too early and looking for a good shot, a good look.
Setti drives through. If it opens up, you take it. Did there. Woods inside is foul from behind. I think Belgrave got him.
Yeah.
He'll go to the line, but it does, with 9.7 seconds left, give the Wolves a chance to get one final score on the board here in this first period.
No, personally myself, I wouldn't have liked my players to shoot the ball that early. Right? No. I wouldn't like to give them that ball. When you, like I said, when you've got a good look, you've got to take it.
Woods short on the free throw, and that's the other thing is now, barring an offensive rebound, they will have only got 1 point out of it, and they could give up a score at the other end. Zaire Taylor, who just had a quick word with Paul James during that free throw for a final play. Taylor drives in. Oh, he just lost it, slipped out of his hands, and that will do it for the first quarter. Great start by the Raiders. Wolves responded, but then Plymouth, thanks to some great three-point shooting, Dougie, back in the lead here.
Definitely right, and the way they've been moving the ball around a little bit, even though they haven't got the penetration, they've been knocking that shot down. It's really nice to see. They're not intimidated by Worcester at all, and Worcester look a little bit out of sorts, you know, trying to force the issue sometimes, picking them a couple of fouls the other, and Plymouth are definitely not letting them have their way.
Well, we reached the end of one here at the University of Worcester. It's the Wolves 16, the Raiders 22. Teams making their way back out for the second quarter here at the University of Worcester. It's the unbeaten Wolves who find themselves 6 points in a hole. Paul James, though, veteran coach, been in the league for a very long time, maybe even longer than you, Dougie. It's got to be close between the two of you.
No, he's a little bit older than me. Looks a lot better as well. He's aged well.
Began as a player, 1981, I think, was his debut season. So he's been there, done that, seen it all. He won't be too concerned that his team is 6 points behind. He'd rather be 6 points ahead, of course.
Maybe looking to push the ball up a little bit quicker, more intense on defense and get a couple of breaks going.
Yeah, I have to say, I came here expecting high tempo, maybe some up-court pressure, but certainly both teams looking to attack, and it's been a bit slower than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Belgrave fires up for three, that's short. Dumbe with the rebound. Pressy. As Dumbe running the baseline, gets it to him. Drives past Schreiber, but I think Creekmore got a little piece of that. He certainly needed to go up the other side of the ring. Awumi's left open, sets his feet for three. It's short. Schreiber had the inside position, but couldn't quite grab the rebound, and Raiders get it back. That gets out to Setti in the corner. Quick to close him out was Awumi. Knocked the ball away from him, but it bounced off his teammate and out of bounds. Raiders keep possession. Sort
of like setting the tone right. It's very scrappy both ends. A bit like the same as the start of the first quarter.
That's a long two from Pressy that doesn't go. Woods got the inside position, but Schreiber came from behind. Almost stole it away from him. In the end, it went out of bounds, and Raiders will try again. Here's Setti. Pressy was still out of bounds there as he looked to pass it to him. That shot's way off the mark. Setti gets it back. Shot clock didn't reset, but they were still fairly early in that one. Dumbe again, he hit one from there. In the first quarter, hits one from there in the second quarter too.
That was a good take with Zaya Taylor denying the ball back to Pressy. He didn't have very much options apart from to shoot that ball.
Well, the Raiders have hit 5 of their first 9 three-pointers, just 1 of 9 the other way. That's the difference between the two teams here in the opening 12 minutes. Other than that, their shooting percentage is very similar.
Yeah. Dumbe doing a good job on Creekmore there. Won't let him have his own way when he's trying to post up. And 2 players there of size, that should be a good matchup.
Taylor.
I don't think they noticed that the clock's running down. There you go.
Zaya Taylor did. I must admit, I missed it as well because the ball went out of bounds. Didn't even think about it there. And Taylor missed it. Dougie, the only man on the ball there, noticing that the 24-second violation was about to expire.
Listen, I'm used to it at the moment. Right, so.
Schreiber and Belgrave will sit down. Jukic and Williams in for the Wolves, who again show a bit of full court, but it's only just to make the inbound pass a little bit more difficult. Now Taylor steps up the defensive intensity. Pressy going at him, tried to zip that to Woods, and he couldn't hang on.
I mean, that really is a nice matchup, because Pressy might take it personally that Taylor can't guard him, and the other way around. Taylor be thinking that he can guard Pressy.
Well, that's the thing, of course, having both gone to the same university, they will know about each other's game, and so it's a bit different when you know the other guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you didn't play together, but Creekmore given the inside space, you can allow the big fella to catch the ball with an open lane to the basket.
Yeah, that was a great seal by Creekmore. There's nothing that Dumbe could really do about that.
Woods gets it back. Woods inside, gets a shot off, and under pressure can't convert. Awumi dumps it back. Williams bobbled it a little bit. Creekmore. Taylor wants it down in the low block. Has Pressy in front of him. Goes to the little hook and converts for 2.
I mean, it's really good when your guard can post up another guard and gives you another low post option. And then the forwards go on the outside and leave them 2 to go at it.
Sayers fires up for three, doesn't go. I think that touched Seti last. Yes, says the referee. And it will be a Wolves ball.
And Plymouth got away with a little bit of a shirt pull there. That's really one of the only ways you can really keep Creekmore off the boards is to give him a little hip check, pull his shirt.
Couple of substitutions for the Raiders. And now Zaire Taylor will amble things forward. Just gets it over. Just had a quick check there. And Woods a little bit too aggressive. No need to be that aggressive. 25 feet from the basket.
Yeah, needless foul. Absolute needless foul.
Especially Djukic with his back to the basket that far away. He's not going to turn around and shoot it.
Yeah.
Taylor wants it again in the block. Haskins knocks it loose. Haskins gambled on that one. Good help from Seti, but Taylor finishes off the glass. Beautiful shot.
What did I say? The bank is open?
And they've cut this back now, the Wolves, to just a three-point game. Eves, oh, should have converted that. He had Creekmore off balance. Here's Awumi. Awumi drives in. Charging foul is the call. Let's see if they give the basket. They rarely do.
Okay.
I think they have on that occasion. Yeah. You almost never see basket good and a charge.
Yeah.
But we did on that occasion. It is possible. Basically, the ruling is if the ball's out of the guy's hands and he runs him over, you can give the basket. If it's still in his hands and it's a charge, then you don't get the basket.
It's that fine line of when to release the ball if you know you're going to get the charge.
Pressy hits from behind the arc. A 6th three-pointer for the Raiders. They needed that as well. The lead was down to 1. 6 of 11 now they are from behind the arc. Djukic has it knocked loose by Wood. Ball beats him to the sideline.
Wood is a really good hustle player. He never gives up. He's full of energy.
Skipped cross court to Zaire Taylor. Creekmore trying to get his position. Taylor fires up for three and hits. Zaire Taylor knocks down another triple.
That's just what he needed to get his confidence going.
Well, if there's one man doesn't need his confidence going, it's Zaire Taylor. Seti got a little hand going from Williams. It's just behind Taylor, couldn't quite keep it in bounds.
Well, probably a better phrase was to ease the frustration.
Yeah. 9 points in the game for him. He's also got 4 assists. Offensive foul called off the ball. I assume it was Eves setting the screen.
That'd be frustrating. That'd be frustrating for the coach, for Jay, right? Because it could be a foul, it could not be a foul.
Wolves with a chance to regain the lead here. Taylor with the hot hand drives in, not quite on that occasion, but there's Creekmore on the offensive glass. Oh, he misses from close range though, don't see that very often. Taylor dancing through, dumps it off. Djukic wasn't expecting it. And away comes Pressy. Pressy drives to the hole, doesn't convert. Ball is loose, Woods comes up with it. Woods is blocked again, 3rd time Creekmore's got him. Taylor's out on the break. Taylor will lay it in and the Wolves are ahead.
And I was very frustrated that he didn't get the call the other end, so he stayed down there, and basically with them missing that shot at the other end, he got a nice little cherry pick.
Well, that bit of play has certainly sparked the crowd. Eves driving through, stolen away by Awumi. Creekmore has Taylor ahead of him if he needs him. He might not need him. Creekmore goes alone and somehow hangs on to it.
That's good defense.
And then turns it over.
Yeah, quick hands by Gaskins there.
Yeah, Gabe Haskins just knocked that one loose. Creekmore did recover momentarily and then turned it over. Zaire Taylor.
Zaire's very good at that, like setting you up for the steal from behind.
Call for the foul on that occasion. I think it's a timeout. It is indeed. Paul James calling a timeout here. His Worcester Wolves leading 29 points to 28 here at the University of Worcester. Well, the Wolves, with a 1-point lead, have this timeout. And again, Dougie, I go back to, maybe it's just me came in here, I expected slightly higher pace, two high-scoring teams. Thought we would get the scoreboard ticking over a bit more than we have. This is number 2 and 3 in the BBL in scoring, but they both seem to change the tempo a little bit and try to be a bit more methodical about their play.
Yeah, they put a lot of pressure on the ball handlers, which has slowed the game down a little bit. And I think they've both come in to say that we're not going to let the other team get into their running game, and as a consequence of that, the score's been lower.
And Raiders really, off the back of some excellent three-point shooting, 6 of 12 they are from behind the arc. So 18 of their 29 points coming from the three-point line. They've actually only made a handful of field goals inside the arc.
Which is what the Worcester have done. They've stopped in their penetration and making it really hard for them to get inside scores. But what Plymouth have done well is they've made their outside shots.
They've also had Creekmore in the paint, patrolling things. 4 blocks for him in the game already.
He's been sagging off and daring the people he's been marking to take that shot as well.
Haskins forced back out. Shot clock, they've got to fire one up here. Didn't quite get it off in time. And again, that's another thing coming out of the timeout. Just got to check the clock and make sure that you don't think you just get 24 seconds coming out.
And sometimes you need your coaching staff to be aware, or somebody else on the bench to be aware of that, because you've got a lot of things to get crossed in your timeout.
Jukic. Taylor wants it on the low block. Creekmore opts for the 3 and hits the 3.
He's got such a great all-round game.
Haskins, round to Setti. Setti drives in. Setti blocked by Jukic. Stolen away almost. The Wolves will keep possession. Taylor kicks it forward. Williams trying to get it into Creekmore, and it's batted out of bounds. It'll be an end-line ball.
Plymouth doing a really good job of defending with everything, the arms, legs, the whole body. There's no real easy passes going down into the block.
Andrea Schreiber checks back into the game. Also going to have a substitution for the Raiders with Setti sitting down. 10 points to his name. Leads his team. Alex Owumi's the game high scorer with 11. He couldn't add to it there.
That was good pressure there on that shot. I put him off a little bit.
Sayers drives into the hole off the back of the ring. Owumi with the rebound. There's only Taylor with him. He pulls up from the elbow, doesn't quite go, and all the Raiders were back, so it was always going to be a defensive rebound. This is a bit more the tempo.
Yeah.
Haskins, there's Creekmore, bats that away, and it came off Haskins last, says the referee. So that will be a Worcester ball.
With Kaelin coming in now, he's a little bit more injection of pace. I mean, this boy's rapid.
Decent three-point shooter as well. Only issue would be defensively the size.
Yeah.
Whether the Raiders look to try and post him up. Here he is, though. Creekmore. Taylor and Haskins fighting for a position in the paint. He goes across to Raftopoulos. Drives in, little floater, not quite. Creekmore with the offensive rebound. Owumi checks his feet, steps inside now for the jump shot, doesn't go. Yeah, there's Creekmore again.
Surprise,
on the offensive
surprise.
back. Can't give a team as many opportunities as this. Owumi dancing through. Good pass. Schreiber jams it down. Alex Owumi with the assist.
Yeah, great assist. Way sucking the help defense and dish it to the open man.
Wolves with a 6-point lead. It's their biggest advantage. Haskins with some space, couldn't convert it, and Worcester can add to it here.
And they'll push off this missed shot here.
Taylor out to Awumi. Creekmore on the trail for 3. Short. There's a foul called off the ball, though. I think it's on Haskins. Didn't quite see what he did, but Taylor was on the floor, so I assumed he must have pulled him down.
Probably looking Taylor trying to fight position for the offensive rebound.
And again, that's another frustrating one for the coach because the ball actually came off the ring the other way. So even if Zaya was open, he wasn't going to get the ball. Taylor's 3 doesn't go. Haskins is fouled, and he passed out of that one. That's one of them. Throw it up. You hear the whistle, throw it up. You might get 2 free throws.
Yeah, the last couple of minutes, both teams have been capitalizing on the missed shots and pushing the ball up. The tempo has definitely picked up.
Inline ball, which Haskins will inbound. Dumby drives in, kicks it out. Sayers sets his feet for 3, doesn't go. Creekmore, another rebound for the big fella. He's almost got a double-double at halftime. He's 9 points, 9 rebounds. Dumby's 3 doesn't go. Ooh, almost knocked loose by Sayers.
Plymouth have done a really good job of getting their hands on a lot of touches.
Knocked away by Walker, I think it was. Too much dribbling there, and Taylor's down court on his own. They get it to him. Walker underneath, of course, he's already got 2 fouls. Didn't want to commit a third, and Zaire Taylor stretches the lead out to 8.
It's a good job by Dume, just slowing down the pace, not taking a bad shot.
Haskins pulls up for 3. Points hard to come by at the minute now for the Raiders.
That was a frustration jump shot there. You know, he didn't really need to take that one. He did a good job, Dume did a good job of slowing down the play and backing it out. He could have took the shot himself, and he passes it back out, and another quick shot goes up. It's one of them ones where you've got to make the shot for the coach to be happy.
Well, a timeout call just short of halftime. Interestingly, the referee gave some sort of technical warning to the Wolves. I'm not quite sure whether it was for verbals or what. But Paul James said, didn't you do that earlier? Didn't you give them a warning earlier? In which case the second one round ought to be a technical foul.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that one, but it seems like the referees are trying to keep on top of any, what's the word, argy-bargy?
Yeah, I mean, there was the little thing earlier, but the only thing I remember was when Schreiber had said something and the referee said no more of that, but in which case he would have been saying it to the Wolves and not the Raiders. So he's perfectly entitled to give them another warning. Couple of offenses left in this first half, and Plymouth, who started the game brightly, have struggled to score of late, and the Wolves certainly haven't, and they've opened up an 8-point lead.
You can see they're missing Robinson's leadership and his scoring right now as well. But I thought Dumbe's done a very good job of slotting in, and he's contributing really well for the Raiders.
Yeah, Donald Robinson is the Raiders' leading scorer so far this season, 19 points. He's top 10 in the league in scoring, and obviously he's here, but he's not playing because of a calf problem. Actually, going down there, he's got a slight tear in the calf. It's affecting his heel as he puts weight on as well. Taylor looks back at the shot clock, sees it getting low, so now needs to go to work. Fakes at the 3, drives in, has to do the turnaround off the glass for 2. Double-figure lead for the Wolves.
Ooh, I like that one. That's a nice move. Very inventive is the word.
Pressey offered the screen left, takes it round. Taylor trying to put him off. Pressey's shot doesn't go. Offensive rebound by Walker, and he dumps it back in. I think that'll count. The referees are just going to check. My sense was he got it off before the buzzer, but the referee will check and say, yeah, we'll give them that 2 points. We've reached the half here at the University of Worcester. Wolves looking good in this second quarter. They've taken an 8-point lead.
Yeah, definitely that little spell in the middle of the second quarter when there was a lot of missed shots by Plymouth, and Worcester's started to get out in their running game.
We've reached the half. It's Worcester Wolves 38, Plymouth Raiders 30. First to break out of halftime. Here too come the Raiders. And what do you think would have been the key messages, Dougie, going into that, coming in that halftime break from the two coaches?
Oh, definitely to brush on the fluidity of their offense, to attack the basket more. We've Worcester moved the ball around. I could see Taylor getting frustrated because he wasn't getting the ball down low, right? But just to get some stops, push the ball, get some easy scores.
And some confusion there, and the Raiders couldn't quite work out what was going on. It was like, well, wait a minute, we're playing defense here, and why are you pointing the other way? Like, we went that way in the first half. The ref's like, no, it's your ball. The possession arrow is pointing your way. You start with the ball. And eventually the right team did get possession. Here's Walker. They did miss in that first half, when he picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes.
I mean, that's exactly what they missed. What a real big inside presence.
And we saw Creekmore, 9 points, 9 rebounds. His job made a little easier under the glass without the length of Walker there, particularly at the offensive end, where Creekmore has been a real handful grabbing those offensive rebounds.
And defensively with those 4 blocks as well.
Well, you don't often see this. Raiders making a substitution straight away.
I think that's 3 fouls on Eves as well.
Of course. As Eves sits down, it's lobbed into Jukic. Here's Creekmore. Ball knocked loose twice. Eventually, I don't know if he passed it or what, but he looked frustrated at the end. There was a foul called in there.
Yeah, what they're doing is when he gets the ball down on the block or in the middle, they're really doubling down on him. He hasn't got a lot of space to move, and I think he thinks he's being hacked on the hands.
Walker was called for that. That's his 3rd personal foul. And there's movement on the bench. Looks like he's going to come straight back out. Walker has played, about 6 minutes in this ball game for his 3 fouls, and that's been really hampered. Tipped by Creekmore, and no good on the follow from Jukic. Shetty under pressure breaks that, and Jukic with the foul.
Yeah,
Paul James on the far side, arms out. What are you doing? What are you committing that foul for? No need.
You can never quite read Paul sometimes. He's so calm on the sideline. He's the absolute opposite of me.
It was pretty clear there. He was just thinking, what? Why are you committing a foul all the way out there? Woods is in with Walker sitting down. Dumby with the spin, needs some help, gets it out. Dumby fakes it to 3, takes it at the second attempt, it's short. Long rebound comes out to Taylor. Taylor down to Awumi. Defense a little late to get there, but it did get there. Great pass from Awumi to Jukic, cutting to the hole.
That's great movement off the ball.
Pressy has Setti running the baseline. Defense did well there, Awumi, to keep with him. Pressy had it not loose by Taylor, but did keep possession of it. Good dish inside. Woods converts off the glass for 2.
Good patience, and has made that with about 2 seconds left on the clock.
6-point Worcester lead. We played almost 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Taylor, a little behind the back, step back, jump shot, overcooked, rebound Setti.
They need to push the ball to the court a bit quicker now, get some easy scores. Yeah.
Travel, didn't get the ball down in time there, Pressy.
Again, those unforced errors absolutely kill you as a coach, especially when you're trying to eat into the opponent's lead.
You see it with young guys not long out of college. Coming over, the European game is whistled a little bit different.
Yeah.
Particularly to college level, where they would never call that a travel.
No, you do get away with a lot.
Oh, nice little shake and bake by Taylor, and he dumps it off to Creekmore. Beautiful assist from Taylor to Creekmore.
Taylor's ball handling ability there to be able to create for Creekmore. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Setti, little fall back, doesn't quite go. Creekmore with the rebound. Taylor again. Oh, beautiful. Taylor with the turnaround.
Is that 360 again?
Zaire Taylor doing a bit of everything here today. 13 points, 4 assists, grabbed some rebounds as well. And he's forced the Raiders into a timeout. We played 3 minutes here in the third quarter. 10-point lead for the Wolves.
And Taylor's been at the catalyst for that with his creativity, either for himself or for his teammates. I mean, that last move there was very typical of him. Good defense, and then his athletic ability and his concentration to get the shot off was the difference.
Well, we saw in the first half, the Raiders get down a little bit, managed to force their way back into the game. They're all that sort of team. They will keep coming at you. And you will expect that Coach Marriott will be encouraging his team to do exactly that here in the next few minutes, because the Wolves offense seems to have come a little bit easier. If you go back over the last 10 minutes of playing time, Raiders have struggled to put the ball in the hole. That's going to be a concern for them.
Yeah, and they can't keep letting leads or let teams build leads upon them, because I do think that Raiders have great character, but you don't want your character challenged week in, week out by having to come back each time.
Pressing. Dumbe, nice little up and under. Couldn't convert it though, and Creekmore again into double figures with a rebound. Williams round to Awumi, can't leave him that wide open. That's why.
That's what I love about Williams. He's such a smart player. He's got such quick feet for such a big man as well.
Pressy drives in under pressure. Not a great shot. Creekmore, I think, is fouled from behind. Not sure quite who got him. It's probably Dumbe. It was his second.
And Plymouth need to show a bit of composure here. They're kind of rushing their shots.
Awumi to inbound. Little full court pressure. Nothing too strenuous though. Taylor can jog over the halfway line. Williams. Creekmore sets the screen. Taylor steps back for three. Little short. Creekmore again making a nuisance of himself on the boards. Dumbe has it. 3-on-1 here. Lobbed up to Setti and he lays it in for two.
Well, that's the first time.
Oh, but they don't get back. And Creekmore with the jam at the other end.
There's that up and down game he was talking about.
Well, they were all so keen to break one way, they forgot to get back the other. Pressy with the jump shot.
I think that's the first time he's just got open and just shot the ball without thinking.
Jukic just bobbled it for a second. Gets it onto Williams. Taylor now. Backing down Pressy to a little fall away. Doesn't go. Creekmore again. Trying to get the offensive rebound. And Wilmy comes up with it. Creekmore's open, so too is Jukic. And Creekmore gets there, but he's going to get called for a 3-second violation. And the thing was, from the second they came up with the ball, he was jumping up and down, trying to make himself obvious to his teammates. And that meant the referee saw him in the lane too. Midway through the third here in Worcester. Hometown Wolves leading by 11. Haskins lobbed into Walker, who's barely played for foul trouble. Haskins doesn't quite have it. Awumi. Still Awumi. Awumi drives in, and that will be a foul on Pressey, reaching across. But Awumi was going there. I know he played football in high school and wanted to play football in college as well, but he just barreled at his man.
Said, I'm going there. I'm going to the basket.
Pressey will sit down, and back into the game comes Dumbe.
Well, from Plymouth's point of view, Seti doesn't seem to have got a lot of touches at the start of this quarter, and he's shooting in the first half. What was it, 3 from 5? Kind of ignite him a little bit. I think they need to get him back into the game, get him a couple more touches, some open looks.
Yeah, 3 for 5 from the three-point line for his 10 points. Not scored here in the second half. No. Don't think he's had a shot actually in the second half.
They've got to get him involved. I think he had a little one-footed runner, which was forced a little bit, but they've got to get him some open looks.
Here he is on the ball. Eves kind of collides with him, gets it back to Haskins. Haskins, little stop and go, and Taylor might have just tripped him up there. Zaire Taylor puts his hands up to say, that was on me. Haskins, a little slow to his feet, hit the deck hard.
It's good ball handling by there, good defense. Just good defense there by Taylor, but Haskins' ball handling was a match for that for sure.
Well, now he's dusted himself down. He'll go and inbound the ball, but it's taken so long to get there that Creekmore's going to get himself a break.
It's probably better he does put the ball in instead of coming off the screen, might get hit again.
Jukic is coming. I think it's the first time Creekmore sat down tonight.
First good look, first good shot. Let's hope that that gets him going.
Taylor. Carrying violation called by the official. I don't know if Creekmore might have injured his finger or his hand there. He seemed to, as he's gone to the bench, he's gone right to the end, to the trainer. The trainer's now looking for something in his bag. I'll try and keep an eye on it. You can see Creekmore at the top of your screen, just standing up. He was looking at his hand. Haskins drives in, runs into the wall of Jamal Williams, and Wolves can turn it the other way. Awumi, nice shot for 2.
All in the flow, that moves all in the flow.
Haskins to Walker on the trail is fouled, not quite. He'll go to the line for 2, and Jukic whistled for it. And on the far side, Creekmore definitely getting some sort of tape. I don't know if it's a cut or whether they're taping a couple of fingers together because maybe he jammed one of them. I don't know. Yeah,
it looks like he might have got a little bang on that. I mean, he's so active. He could have had it stepped on when he's on the floor. He could have landed awkwardly on it. Or probably if you asked him, he will say like the amount of times the players are trying to swipe at me when I got the ball in there, probably injured it that one.
Walker makes the second, 11-point Worcester lead. And actually Creekmore is walking away from the, they're just warming his fingers up, I think, over on the far side. I thought he was going off to the locker room for a second, but he was just checking. I think it's only one finger that's taped, so it's probably a cut as Awumi's shot doesn't go, Jukic doesn't go, and Schreiber almost had the rebound, and it then went out of his hands.
That's the one thing I love about Worcester, the times I've seen them play, is that they really send guys to the boards. Then when they crash on the offensive end, there was 3 players there all fighting for that ball.
Well, Creekmore went back to his coach as if to say, I'm ready to go back in, but PJ said, you can sit down, get yourself a couple of minutes breather.
And a well-earned rest as well. He's a blue-collar worker. He puts a shift in every time he steps on the floor.
Williams loses his footing and still got it away. But
That
Taylor
hurts.
behind the back to Schreiber, who lays it in.
Great move. Great move, great pass, great
Technical
finish.
foul called on Coach Marriott. I think he was arguing that it might have been a traveling violation on Williams as he slid across the floor. But they did change that rule. Was it last year, year before? I can't remember. To give a player much more leeway in that sort of scenario.
And you know what? From a coach's perspective as well, right? It's a fine line as well, because we're not sure of the rules. We are sure of the rules. The key thing is that the Plymouth Raiders players should have come up with that steal. And I think that's what the frustration is. You got to take it out on somebody, so normally it's the referees get took on.
Taylor makes the first from the free throw line. He'll get another one here, and then they'll get possession of the ball at the halfway line. This to stretch the lead out to 15, as big as it's been, but it stays at 14. Well, Creekmore didn't get much of a rest. He's back into the action. You can see his two fingers are actually taped together, which usually implies that he's jammed it somehow. He was testing that he could catch the ball over on the far side.
Well, lucky enough, it's not his shooting hand.
Schreiber. We'll see if it affects him. He goes straight inside to him, and it's knocked away by Eves. Setti with the pull-up three, doesn't quite go. Eves with the rebound, and Schreiber called for the foul.
Creekmore looks a little bit frustrated with getting the smack on the hand again. Probably thought it was a foul down the other end. But I like the way he gets back on defense. Even though he wasn't happy with the call, he still sprinted back on defense.
Setti got a little space there in the corner. His threes rattles out, and it bobbles to Eves, and an easy finger roll for him.
That's two out-of-bounds plays when they've got run two really good plays right for Setti. And, you know, he's shooting 50%. Made the first one, missed that second one, but I'm glad that he's getting some good looks now.
Paul James less so, I think it's fair to say, by the look on his face there.
I think it's more for the games. Let's get him going. It'll be great for the fans.
Taylor kicks it back out. 12-point lead, 12 minutes to go. Awumi, did he toe the line? Yes, he did, said the referee. Doesn't go into it, doesn't matter. Haskins gets it back to Setti. Eves. Dumby hit a couple of threes from a similar spot in the first half. That one's over the back, saved by Awumi. He didn't actually need to. It would have been his team's possession, and they do manage to keep it with Williams. Williams lost his footing and out of bounds, just slaps the floor in frustration.
It don't look like there was a wet patch there. It looked like he just tripped over his feet. Plymouth need a good play here and a good look for a shot.
It's one of them things. If they can get it back to, say, 7 or 8, 9 maybe, end of the quarter, they'll still be in a good position. Here's Eves under pressure, and that will be a foul on Williams. Just sort of snuck under him, trying to take the charge, and ended up committing the block. It'll be 2 free throws.
Makes these two. Put a little bit of a soft press on to slow the game back down. Got to get a couple of stops into that lead. That's what Jay will be looking for. And from Paul's point of view, right, put the ball in, push it down, try and hit the, take them inside as well because they're in foul trouble. Get shoot some lines, get some of the key players in foul trouble as well.
And they do come with a bit of pressure. More than a soft press, that's for sure.
They've got to get back on defense.
Just making it difficult. Taylor. Creekmore offers the high screen. Taylor takes it. Gets it to Creekmore. Great pass to find Schreiber on the other side. He jams it down.
Schreiber's making his presence known in his third quarter.
Haskins to Setu. Back to Haskins. Shot clock getting low here. Gabe Haskins has to rearrange. Good defense by Taylor to put it off, and the Wolves can have the final score here. And a 3 would stretch this back out to 15. Looked a moment ago as if the Raiders might get it into single figures. Taylor kicks it out to Awumi, 4-3, not quite. Rebound Pressey, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Wolves still in control of this one, Dougie.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that every time there's a loose ball that Worcester are coming up with it, if it's a rebound or tapping off or diving out of bounds, Worcester are coming up with that ball, which gives enough opportunity to score, which is really frustrating. But would be really frustrating for the Plymouth coach on that side. But I don't think both coaches are happy the way they're playing right now. But obviously Worcester are starting to take a little bit more of the advantage and impose their will.
We're at the end of 3. It's the Wolves 57, the Raiders 45. Well, there's 10 minutes to go here at the University of Worcester Arena. The Wolves lead the Raiders by 12. Wolves have been in the lead for the majority of this game, but the Raiders not gone away yet. They could still make a little charge at this one.
Yeah, and one of the key points will be for Raiders is they can get Shane Walker back in and establish that inside presence and get Seti going on the outside, get his outside shots going as well. That'd be key for them. But with Walker having the foul trouble.
As we start the fourth quarter, the final quarter.
Well, Walker's been limited to just 10 minutes in the first 3 quarters.
In the lead, 57 to Raiders 45.
And obviously they were already without Donald Robinson through injury, their leading scorer. Good hands from Seti to pull it away. Did he? Yeah, he did. Kind of picked that one up to pass it and then realized that the pass wasn't there, so put the ball back down. Referee saw it as a double dribble.
You don't know what to say about them ones, do you?
Other than it happens.
It happens.
Awumi. Creekmore offering the screen. Then he rolls into the foul line where the jump shot doesn't go. Schreiber goes after the rebound and he's called for the foul. And once again, there's, I think it's Pressey on the floor. He had a little tweak of his ankle in the first quarter. I think that was just a collision, although he is hobbling out.
He's been in the wars today. That's definitely the basketball jog right there.
Yeah. Raiders trailing by 12 here, 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Could do with a little bit of a run sometime soon if they're going to get back into the game. Good hands from Haskins, steal it away, but Schreiber diving on the floor. Got it back for a second, but only to turn it over. Haskins, nice cut through the lane, off the glass, beautiful play.
And that's good. They came. There was a loose ball. They came with a loose ball and capitalised on that.
Creekmore, Williams, Schreiber desperate for it in the low post, but Setti with another little steal on the pass. Here comes Haskins, could get it back to single figures here, the Raiders. Eves has room on the baseline. Good help from Creekmore. 2 attempts can't convert. Schreiber with the rebound. Awumi out in front. Taylor is chasing if he needs him. He doesn't. Goes on his own. And neither he nor Taylor could convert. And the Raiders pushing back the other way with Haskins. Haskins, little stop and go.
And both teams there missing some layups.
Eves thought about the 3. Turned it down. Setti round the screen. Now goes down to the low block and Eves. Eves spins round, finds Haskins along the baseline, open from 15 feet, doesn't go. Rebound Taylor.
No, far from it for me to tell the coach what to do, but I've been looking to put Walker back in now. You've got really nothing to lose. You need to get into this. They're not getting any offensive rebounds.
Schreiber, tough shot. Creekmore diving for it. I think he kicked it, is what the referee said. Well, Paul James has called a timeout. 7.5 minutes to go here at the University of Worcester. His Wolves lead by 10. What do you think, Dougie, he'll be saying here to his team in this timeout?
I think their offense looks very static. Worcester are not really moving the ball around and penetrating as much and looking to bang the ball down low. So he'll be asking for a little more movement, a lot more commitment to the offensive patterns, and to get some easy looks from there.
Well, it looks like he's going to bring Belgrave into the game. By the way, he's stripped off. Also, maybe is Walker, no, he's talking to his 5 as Ian Walker's standing at the back, so he's not bringing Walker in at the other end, which was one of the things you suggested a moment ago. And I suppose what happens is you kind of get used to the guy not being out there because he's been in foul trouble.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well, you hate to say it, but sometimes when you're out there on the lines, you don't sometimes turn around and look who you have on the bench.
And coming back onto the court with the scores at 47 to the Raiders.
The one thing with bringing Daniel Belgrave in is Daniel is a very high energy player, both offense and defense. He really is a scrapper, and he gives another outside shooter. So they've got to honour him. They've got to space the floor a little bit more for their inside passes.
Pressy gets it to Haskins. They both lose their feet. Pressy kept the dribble. Setti from miles behind the arc for another 3.
Yeah, he knew that was going in as soon as he let go of his hands.
His 4th in 8 attempts, and the lead is down to only 7 with 7 to play here. Taylor. Oh, good hands from Haskins, but it bounces out to Taylor. Taylor from just about as far as Setti, doesn't convert, and Setti grabs the rebound. And here's a chance now for the Raiders to get themselves right back in this game. Dumbe out to Haskins. Haskins drives in, Setti gets it, moves the ball on, Pressy for 3 in the corner, not quite. And Creekmore hauls in rebound number 14. 13 points, 14 rebounds for him. Taylor gets in close, can't convert. Haskins has the rebound.
Game's getting a little bit scrappy here.
Dumbe sets his feet behind the arc, no good. Taylor with the rebound. Setti getting frustrated. He thought he was held there.
He probably was, but didn't do a good job of selling it, I thought.
Oh, just a little fingertip on that on Eves. Creekmore to Belgrave. And he tried to get that one in. It's knocked out of bounds. Shot clock holding at 4.
See, that's Paul James is telling Daniel Belgrave he should have shot that ball.
Well, PJ will be livid at the minute, I imagine. His team looking very comfortable, and somehow their lead is down to only 7. It could be 10 here if this goes in, and it doesn't. And even if Belgrave had saved that, it would have been a shot clock violation.
That was it. He had a good look. Probably thought about the shot too much instead of just letting it go. But it gives Plymouth an opportunity to eat into the lead now. There's nothing lost there.
Pressing to Setti. Dunbe with a nice spin, kicks it out. Eves, long 2, hits it. 5-point game. Raiders, as we predicted when they were 15 down, just refusing to go away here. Creekmore forced to bring the ball up. Oh, that was backcourt, was it? No, says the referee. It was very close to one.
Now that's the one that I always get confused with, is the 3-point. The 3-point stance, because they definitely look like a backcourt to me.
It was, oh, big shot for Owumi for 3.
And that's really going to upset Jay Marriott.
Setti drives in and he's fouled by Creekmore. He'll go to the line for 2. It was the only thing I wasn't sure about was his foot went over the line, but did he put his foot down? If he didn't put his foot on the floor, then it doesn't count as establishing forward
I don't know. I thought he did myself, right, on that one.
Well, again, that's another rule that's changed in recent times, and a little more leeway is given than once was.
Yeah, definitely.
Second free throw is short. And with just under 5 minutes to play here in Worcester, the Wolves' lead is 7. It's been as many as 15.
It's a crucial time now for both teams to either extend their lead or to eat into it.
They've got to shoot it. I don't think Owumi sees the shot clock. Crowd bouncing it down. Oh, he almost knocked it down. Belgrave will get there first, and that's a best case scenario. Sayers tips it out.
Oh, that would have been a killer if that had went in.
Yeah. Although, you got to play another 24 seconds of defense, which is almost as bad.
It was excellent there hustle from Daniel Belgrave to keep the ball in as well.
Owumi. Oh, stolen away by Setti. It was a poor pass in truth, and Setti will jam it down on the break, and the lead is 5 once more.
Could this be the old Plymouth push?
Well, they got 4 minutes to try and salvage this one. Taylor drives baseline, stolen away again by Plymouth. They can cut it to a shot here. Pressey out to Sayers. Sayers fires up for 3. Hits, straight moves it. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, definitely have a game now.
And it's livened the crowd up for sure. Woomy, nice little fake, drives to the basket, misses. There's Creekmore again doing what he does best.
Yeah. They've got to keep an eye on him and know where he is. And also their baseline help on the defense has to be a lot better at this crucial time of the game.
Dunbe to Setti. Setti spins, goes back the other way. Setti to the finger roll. What a beautiful play by Trevor Setti.
He's definitely put the team on his back. Get me the ball, I'll get you the score.
Well, Raiders, the Wolves have had a couple of close games this year. 2 games they probably should have lost in all truth. Belgrave open for 3, doesn't go, but they managed to squeeze them both out in overtime. Oh, that one from Jukic doesn't go. They had games in back-to-back days where they were trailing by 2 inside the final 10 seconds and the other team had the ball. They managed to come up with a steal, force overtime and win.
Yeah.
And they won't want to see the reverse of that here tonight, because on both of those occasions it looked like they were going to lose and didn't. And here it's looked for most of the game like they were going to win.
Yeah.
Taylor fakes at the 3. Tries to get some space. Oh, he's passed it to Creekmore. Creekmore was going for the rebound. It's ahead to Setti. Setti drives to the finger roll. Good defense from Taylor. Setti gets it back. That's a goaltend by Jukic. 1 or 2 in the home crowd not realizing that the ball had actually hit the backboard but not the ring and was pinned away. So the goaltend levels the game at 62 with 2:29 to play. Timeout called.
I mean, that's a good timeout by Paul James. Just to break up Plymouth's momentum, right? Take it away from a little bit more, steady the ship. And the key thing will be is that when Worcester come back out, would they do the things that's needed? They'll go away from what they're doing beforehand, or will Plymouth come with that same intensity and still have that fire and that confidence?
Well, often when you see a team come back from a big hole, 15 points down, sometimes they get back to the top of the mountain and then just ease off a bit. But with only 2.5 to play here, you can't see that happening for the Raiders. But the Wolves, an experienced team top of the table, yet to lose a game, they will know how to execute down the stretch.
And they've been in this position before already this season, so they can always count back on that. And it goes without saying right now, Daniel, it's all going to boil down to execution under pressure.
Well, the Raiders also have had 1 overtime game this season, which they won, beating Newcastle at home.
Yeah.
And we're tied at 62 with 2.5 to play, so overtime still in play here at the University of Worcester Arena. Creekmore. Awumi trying to cut back door, goes at the second attempt. Creekmore still has it. Taylor gets it from him. Taylor, big shot for 3, he hits big shots, that's what he does!
Yep, definitely came with that one. Definitely came, that's a huge shot by Taylor.
Mr. Big Shot does it again. Pressey penetrates, Dumbe fakes at the 3. Oh, Jukic has hurt himself there, he's come up hobbling. Sayers fires up to tie it, and he does! Sayers hits the 3 at the other end. We're level at 65.
Great shot, boys. That's great composure.
Referee just stopped the game there for a second. Not quite sure why. Is it a shot clock? Perhaps the shot clock has gone to the table. And they've ticked the shot clock down to 20 seconds. I think that was what the game was stopped for. Bit of full court pressure, needs some help here, and gets it from Jukic. Williams is in a double team, gets it again to Jukic. Oh, don't leave Awumi open, he fakes it the 3 and backs out. Shot clock into single figures here. Awumi round the screen. Big shot from Awumi! No, too long, didn't hit anything.
Okay.
90 seconds to go, we're tied at 65. Well, it hasn't looked likely for most of this game, the Raiders taking the lead with less than 1.5 minutes to go, but they could hit. Dumbe.
And that looked like a little bit of a trouble
Yeah,
there.
I thought that as well. Dumbe inside. Creekmore, great defense. Tough shot for Sayers. Oh my goodness, another one from behind the arc from Sayers. What a shot that is.
That was really under pressure. I mean, you can't help, that was great defense, but just a better shot.
Minute to go here. Taylor drives through under pressure. Once again, Zaire Taylor with a big bucket.
Final minute now. It needs to be a good score and a good shot, a good look here for Plymouth.
Eves comes and gets it, hands it back to Pressey. Pressey spins past Taylor, drives in, cross court. Setti in the corner, big shot for 3. Oh my! 3 quick threes for the Plymouth Raiders, and how about that from Setti?
Like I said, this team has a lot of character, and these players have stepped up and made some big shots just when they needed to. And again, it's execution under pressure, and they've just proved just that.
Well, the Raiders just need to calm down a little bit here. They were celebrating almost like they'd won the game, like that was a big shot at the end. There's still 38.7 seconds to go in this game. Only 4 points between them. Still a long way to go in this.
Definitely, and then they're going to have to watch out for Zaire Taylor, Creekmore running that pick and roll, and obviously with the Wimby being open. I'm not quite sure what Paul will ever go for, a quick 3 or a quick 2, but either way, it's going to come through those 3 players.
Well, the last unbeaten record in the BBL very much on the line here. Worcester Wolves 6-0, top of the league, also won a cup game. But they're in danger here with 38.7 seconds to go. They trail by 4. I said it before, though. There's 2 games this season where it looked like they were going to lose. They were in a hole, and they somehow found a way to force overtime and win the game. Can they do it for a 3rd time?
Yeah, and obviously free throw shooting and fouling with none of the teams running in a penalty in the last 38.
Only 2 fouls been called in the 4th quarter, according to the scoreboard. That seems almost unbelievable. They've both been on Worcester. So if Worcester do need to lengthen the game, they need some quick fouls. But let's see what they can do at the offensive end first. Here's Taylor. Can't take too long off the clock. Zaire Taylor drives in. Big shot. Williams doesn't take it. Takes it at the 2nd attempt. Misses. Rebound is tipped up in the air. It's still about Creekmore. Gets it. Misses.
Good.
Tipped in by Jukic. 25 seconds to go. They're going to have to foul here, the Wolves. They can't trust their defense because time will expire, and they do foul, but that doesn't send them to the free throw line.
Which is very unusual at this stage of the game.
It is, but it gives them an opportunity for a steal, which, as I said, they've done a couple of times already this season in this scenario.
Going to have to switch on.
Here's Sayers. They've got to foul him, and Awumi gets to him. 20 seconds to go, 19.8 to be precise. The next one will result in free throws.
You're going to have to figure out who they're going to foul now, who they want to put on the line.
Got to foul whoever's got the ball. Oh, Williams knocked it loose, and for a second I thought the ref was going to let it play, and then he did say, no, that is a foul. So now we're down to 17 and a half seconds to play. 69-61. These 2 free throws for Pressey, absolutely huge. Needs them both to give his team a 2-shot lead.
Yeah. And he's obviously tired, and he got a bit of jawing talking there.
84% free throw shooter on the season so far.
You'd expect these to be money.
Oh, just.
You thought he was going to get the commentator's curse there, didn't you?
And look, Taylor and Awumi both in there. Just trying to put a little extra pressure on him. This gives them a 2-shot lead. If he misses, the Wolves have a chance to tie with 1 3-point shot.
They're going to be backing down and pushing
Makes them both. So the Wolves need 2 quick scores here. 3 would be nice. Anything will do. Taylor drives in. Taylor with the rearrange scores off the glass. 10 seconds to go. And a quick foul by Creekmore.
And the unusual thing is Plymouth have no fouls, so they probably could have fouled.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you don't expect it, and now Coach Marriott has called his players over and probably said exactly that. We can foul them here.
They've got 4 fouls to give. Don't give them the drive, make them earn it from that bounds.
And of course, if he makes both free throws, you can keep fouling. They can't shoot a 3-pointer. If he only makes 1, you can still do that.
And with 2 tough, crucial shots beforehand.
Can he do it again? Matthew Pressey. No, he's missed it. So the the Wolves will have a chance to at least tie the game here. Barring an offensive rebound, of course.
This is what I love. This is when it gets really interesting, when someone misses a free throw. Great
Makes the second. They need a 3. Remember, they've got fouls to give here. You could foul him now. Don't foul him on the shot. Zaire Taylor to tie it. No, he's missed. Ball is loose. Seti has it. He's fouled quickly, but the buzzer goes. That will do it. The Worcester Wolves have been handed their first defeat of the season. A dramatic comeback by the Plymouth Raiders. What a performance. But talk about those threes from Sayers and Setti down the stretch.
Oh, definitely right. Like I said, when they came out from that last time out, it was execution under pressure, and that's exactly what Plymouth came out and did.
A phenomenal game of basketball here at the University of Worcester. It looked like the Wolves were going to extend their lead at the top of the table, but not to be. It's finished. The Worcester Wolves 71, the Plymouth Raiders 74. Well, if you've enjoyed that action, don't forget to join us next week. We have more BBL action for you. We'll be in Sheffield, where the Sheffield Sharks take on the Worcester Wolves. Can Worcester bounce back from this defeat? Join us for that one. For Paul Douglas, I'm Daniel Routledge. Thanks for joining us.